This is the installation video for the XR16. First, you want to locate these three parts. This is your pull-up bar, of course. Then you will have these two frames here. You will notice one has the 4 holes in it and the other one doesn't have anything. So to identify your two uprights, you have a left and a right side. The right side will have this pulley on the outside, and the left will also have it on the outside. So make sure your frames are on the right side. So you got your left, and you have your right side and your left side. Make sure the pulleys are on the outside. You're gonna start with bringing the frame together with these pieces. That part with the holes in it will go on your lower part where the 2 holes are on each side. This bar right here with the no holes, it's gonna go on the top. And then a pull-up bar is gonna go in those 2 holes in the front. Your hardware, you will see in your hardware package, it's gonna be 13 bolts. That's the same size with washers. You will use 12 of them on this part of the installation. Make sure you put a washer on each end, a washer on the outside of the frame, slide in, connect your part, and then put a washer on the outside of that and put your bolt on. Do not tighten up anything until you get the frame together first to allow room for movement. Okay, this is after tightening up the all the bolts to pull the frame together. Now you will start with this upright bar. And notice the 2 holes in the front is going to go right into the pull-up bar. Make sure the 2 pulleys are facing upwards. Then locate this part where your pec deck will attach to. We'll match those holes up top. The other holes, you will mount it right onto that frame at the bottom and put, you will see 4 long bolts, skinny bolts, that's matching the same. So you're gonna use 2 there and 2 up there. The ones in the front will be the 2 more shorter bolts, and then the 2 shorter bolts down there to connect that back attachment for your pulley to go in. So once you put those on, you can tighten those up as well. Next step is gonna be these pins. You will see they'll have Allen head screw on one end with the washer, unscrew it, and place them in all holes on left and right of the machine. Same thing with the weight plate holders. Unscrew those, and you will slide those in from the outside, bigger hole, and tighten them up on this side. Then the next step is the weight plate holders. You'll notice that this is bent on an angle going up, and you'll see this piece right here. This is where the cable connect to. So make sure that's facing up. You will have 4 poles. 2 are light and 2 are heavy. Get the lighter poles and slide them through this through the shaft. Put these 2 spacers in there. Then you will bring it down and set it into that slot right there. And then it will go up into those 2 holes up top. Then you'll find 4 screws, bolts that's the same size with no nut on them. You will put 2 through the top, or actually just you will put 2 through the top to tighten that down to keep it into place. So that's your assembly of the weight pulley system after it's attached. So on the top, you won't be able to get the screw in where the pulley is, you need to unscrew that pulley. And if the screws are too short, just remove the washer and then hold the screw with a wrench and twist the post to tighten it up. Instead of trying to twist the bolt up top, just hold that bolt with the pliers and then twist the poles until it tightens up. The bottom doesn't need any screws, it just sets into the base. Now, the pulleys, you're gonna see 4 of these pulleys. They're gonna have long stem bolts. 2 of them will have that metal plate like that to make it longer. And you see these 2, they're shorter. All of them have screws going through the bottom. So the 2 with the shortest stem screws, you will put in the back and put the washer at the back end of it. The 2 longer ones will go on each side of the frame and tighten those up. Then the other pulley will be these little swing pulleys. You'll find 2 of the longest, thickest bolts, put those in, washer on the bottom, washer on the top, and put those in. Your next stage will be the Smith bar. The Smith bar will already come pre-assembled with this sleeve on it. Just unscrew it and remove that screw and take that sleeve off, because you need to slide these attachments on there. These attachments, you will see one of them have a pin that will go on your right side of the machine. That's your stop pin. So once you go to swing around to unrack, it will stop up against that metal pin. So make sure that one goes on the right side. And you will have it in that position. Now, these 2 posts, they have screws on one end, screw holes on one end, and the bottom end is nothing. There's no hole. So the bottom with no holes will go in the frame. The top will go into that screw hole coming down once you get everything assembled. So to get this right, take those 2 collars off, slide these 2 pieces in, making sure that pin is in that position where you have it. Then take these poles right here, slide them into these holes to get it set up. Then once you once you slide them into the hole, then you will put 1 rubber bushing. Then you will put the safety stop. So 1 rubber bushing, safety stop, then another rubber bushing at the end. So it would pretty much be like this, where this would be at the bottom to rest on. Then once you slide it together, you will need help, 2 people to help slide this in. 1 person can do it. It'll just be a little bit, off balance trying to do them both at the same time. But they need to go in as a whole to stand them up. So slide both the poles in, then slide a rubber bushing behind it, then slide this spacer. This safety catch. Make sure the safety catch, there's a left and right side. So just to make sure this lines up with the hole, this is your right side. It will not work on your left side, so you cannot make a mistake anyway. If you do, it's not gonna work. Otherwise, you'll be on an angle, it won't work. So it's a left and a right. That's your left side, this is your right side. Okay, for your next part of the installation is these bars is a left and a right. You're gonna slide, make sure these circles are towards the back, and they will look like that, left and right. Slide them up in there. You will have a short bolt with a screw. Put 1 on each end and tighten those up. The pad, you will have 4 screws already into the back of the pad. Just unscrew them and screw them onto the frame. Cable assembly. You will have 4 cables, 1 very long cable you will start with first. if I didn't cover these, you will stick these 2 pulleys inside and tighten them up, but don't tighten them too much where they won't spin. They should be able to move freely like that, but tighten them up or give them a little space to move. So start with the longest cable. On your longest cable, you're gonna see these little rubber pieces right here. Slide one on first, then slide this cap on, then slide the ball on, and then put one of these pieces on and hand tighten them, or tighten them snug enough, but not all the way until you finish the assembly, just to make sure you don't have the wrong cables and fray the tips and you can't get it back in or out. So just tighten them enough where they won't come out. Now, feed that long cable up through there, through the pole, go around that top pulley, come down, go under that pulley, go to the back, roll under this pulley, come up, and you will add one of these pulleys. There would only be one of these pulleys. Go around this pulley, back down through that pulley. So as you see the run, come through it. Bring this on an angle like so. Once it's all set, you want to try to tighten that down to keep it in that position where it won't move around. It may still have some play, but to keep the alignment going to match these. And once these is all set, you will tighten these down too to where they won't move around. So go, like I said, go in the front, come around the top, go down through the back of that, underneath, go at the bottom of that and come up. Use this pulley with the only pulley that got this one little attachment for the cables. Go around that, down, hit the other pulley, and then copy the same thing on the other side. Go underneath that one, go up to pass over that pulley at the top, bring it through that frame opening, and come out to the front and attach the other pulley. That's your longest cable. Now you have 3 more cables. You will take your shortest cable that you have, that will go on the bottom. You're gonna do the same thing with the tip assembly. Put that little wash, that little rubber boot, put the cap, put the ball, put that piece on there. Now you're gonna come inside, go up. You're gonna see a pulley that have 2 different angles going. Go up that pulley around. There's a wider angle. Come out through the front. That's gonna be your low end row. Come out over this pulley that's going at 2 different angles. Go around, come down onto that pulley, then go up. And you're gonna have a 2-sided pulley that's straight in line. Go around that pulley, come down, hook your ends on there, put a clip, a chain, then a clip, and tie into that bottom bar. So that's your smallest pulley out of the 3 remaining longer ones. Now, out of the longest one out of the 3, you will attach it to the weight stack. Tighten that up. Go up around the 2 pulleys on the top, down, and that same 2-sided pulley that you did the short one, go around that one, up, over this pulley, back down, and connect into that first one from the longest pulley to connect that together, tighten that one up. Now you have the middle size pulley, the middle size cable out of the 2 pulleys. That one you're gonna run to the back of the butterfly attachment, through this attachment. You have 2, one on each end. You're just repeating it. Come through there, grab that pulley that's twisted on a different angle, go through there, go back up, go on the outside of that pulley, the same as that you did on this side, and connect it into the fitting on the opposite side the same way as you did on this side. Just repeat it on the opposite side. So you will have both of these going in, grabbing that piece. So 4 pulleys. Longest one is grabbing both of the pulleys. Shortest one is going at the lower end. The longest out of the 3 short ones, the 3 that you have together, the longest one out of there will be attaching to the weight stack. And then the middle, the one that's in the middle, you're gonna have a short, medium, long. Short, bottom, medium, butterfly, long is for that attachment there. Once you get everything adjusted and tightened, you're gonna have a lot of extra slack on this long one. So now you're gonna have to do some cutting. So gauge on where you're gonna cut. Cut it to make sure you have enough length to attach that back. Better safe than sorry, cut a little longer than you think you need, because you're gonna make your adjustments on that back chain right there. So if it's a little longer, pull out all your slack in that back chain. Just grab more links. So once it's all done, you wanna make sure, you know, that put oil on that back post to get it to glide up and down smoothly. When you're doing your adjustments before you make any cuts, make sure this is not up in the air. Otherwise, you're gonna cut on the wrong angle from playing around with it. Make sure that's all the way down. I would put a weight plate on there just to keep it down. Pull on your cables to make sure everything is riding tight. Then make your cut, and then if you have any slack, do your adjustment in that chain right there.